continue the topics that were not covered today. So, dito, makikita nyo na ang elasticity ay magkaiba sa slope. Remember yung slope is rise over run. It's a rate of change in units along the curve or rise over run. O hinahanap mo na yung pag sinabi nating slope ng demand curve na to, is hinahanap mo yung pag nagbago yung price by 1 peso, ilan ang pagbabago sa quantity demanded in units, pwedeng kilograms, pwedeng kavans, o kahit na anong measurements, unit of measurements na quantifiable in terms sa dami ng bibilhin mo of a good in response to a 1 peso change in price, whether that change in the price is increase in price by 1 peso or decrease in price in 1 peso. Samantala, ang elasticity naman is hindi siya naka per unit, kundi tinitingnan mo yung ilan ang percentage change, okay, sa bawat 1% change ng price, ilan ang pagbabago sa quantity demanded mo in percentage. So naka-percentage change siya. So kaya magkaiba yung meaning nila ng slope at naka-elasticity. Don't confuse them at lalabas din to sa exam. So dapat ma-distinguish nyo yung dalawa. And then we already discussed ano yung mga categories ng elasticity. Pag elastic yung demand, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung percentage change in quantity demanded kaysa sa percentage change in price. Kaya tayo makakakuha ng price elasticity of demand na mas mataas sa 1 or in absolute value, ang kanyang elasticity value is greater than 1. Pag inelastic naman, ang percentage change mo ng quantity demanded yung nasa numerator ay mas mababa sa percentage change in price. Kung kaya't ang makukuha natin na price elasticity of demand, o value yung coefficient ng price of elasticity of the demand is less than 1. We've discussed that already today, but this is just a review. And then we have also unitary elastics. Ito na yung kanina na yung percent price change ang mag-cause o mag-relate to equal percentage change in quantity demanded. So example, kung nag-increase yung percentage price mo dahil 2%, dahil unitary elastic siya, ang epekto niya sa quantity demanded ay magbabago din to by 2%. So the same yung change sa price mo, percentage change sa price mo ay magiging equal sa epekto nito sa percentage change in quantity demanded. That's why we get a unitary elastic, or we have a elasticity coefficient equal to 1. And then meron naman tayong mga extreme situations like perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic in the sense na, or perfectly elastic demand or perfectly elastic supply, kung saan infinite yung quantity to changes by an infinite amount in response to any change in price. So usually, pag sinabing perfectly elastic is horizontal. Pag sinabing perfectly elastic, horizontal yung inyong demand curve or yung supply curve. Okay? At one level of price, at a given price, yung inyong demand ng product is infinite. So, kailan to ina-apply yung perfectly elastic? So, ina-apply yung perfectly elastic pag yung mga eat all you can. Ibig sabihin ng eat all you can is you pay a fixed price and then you can eat as much as you want. Yun kaya infinite yung inyong demand. So yung fixed price is a single price na you can eat as much as you can. And then meron din tayong perfectly inelastic. Ito naman yung case na yung perfectly inelastic, ibig sabihin yung demand curve nyo ay mababa, mataas, or zero yung percentage price in change, walang pagbabago sa quantity mo. Ibig sabihin sa perfectly elastic, vertical yung demand curve mo. So, ibig sabihin, kahit anong presyo, the same lang yung bibilhin mo of that good. Walang magbabago. Kaya, ang price elasticity of demand mo pag perfectly inelastic ay 0 since iisa lang yung quantity na bibilhin mo at all prices of the good. Kaya, magiging vertical yung demand curve mo pag perfectly inelastic. Okay, so another is demand is described as elastic when the computed elasticity is greater than 1. So, nagpakita na yan kanina sa lecture natin kanina, indicating a high responsiveness to change in price. High responsiveness o responsive siya sa pagbabago sa price since mas mataas ang binaba ng quantity demanded mo kaysa sa tinaas ng presyo in percentage. Computed elasticities naman na ang value ay less than 1 indicate low responsiveness to price changes. Ibig sabihin ng low responsiveness to price changes, kahit mataas yung in-increase ng price mo, ang epekto niya sa quantity demanded mo ay yung binaba ng quantity demanded mo in percentage ay mas mababa kaysa sa in-increase ng price. Ibig sabihin, hindi tayo masyadong responsive kahit mahal yung presyo, mahal yung tinaas ng presyo, yung ibababa ng konsumo natin ay konti lang yung pagbabago na mas malaki di hamak pa rin yung in-increase ng price kaysa yung binaba ng ating konsumo. Then we have the unitary elastic kung saan proportional responsiveness of demand. Pag sinabing proportional responsiveness in the one, in other words, yung percentage change sa quantity demanded ay parehas sa percentage change in price. Since we are dividing the same percentage in change using the formula for elasticity, ang makukuha natin na elasticity value ay equal to 1. Okay, so ito yung pinaka-summary. Elastic yung demand, elastic o considered elastic pag ang computed elasticity value is greater than 1. Bakit greater than 1? Because yung percentage change in quantity ay mas mataas sa percentage change in price. Pag unitary elastic naman, yung elasticity value natin ay equal to 1. So, bakit siya nag-equal to 1? Because ang percentage change sa quantity ay parehas lang sa percentage change in price. So, you divide the same value using the formula for elasticity, you get 1. And then we have another case which is inelastic. You're considered inelastic. It is considered inelastic if your computed elasticity is less than 1. So, pag less than 1, ibig sabihin, ang percentage change in quantity mo ay mas mababa kaysa sa percentage change in price. Remember, yung percentage in quantity ay nasa numerator na mas mababa ang percentage change nito. Divide by a percentage change in price na mas mataas ang percentage change kumpara sa numerator. That's why we get a value of elasticity value of less than 1. Now, meron din tayo sa graph ng demand curve. Saan portion doon ang elastic, saan ang portion sa demand curve ang inelastic. So, medyo may pahapyaw na tayo kanina. Pag galing ka sa mas mataas na presyo, from here pababa, mas napapansin ng tao yung pagbaba ng presyo. Kasi galing ka sa mahal na mura. So definitely yung consumer mo ay mas responsive from a higher price and then bumaba yung presyo. So epekto nito is madami ka agad ang quantity na mabibenta nito. Pero pag mura na siya, tapos magmumura pa siya ng konti, hindi yun mapapansin masyado ng tao, hindi yun masyadong kakagatin ng tao because in the sense na mura na siya, tapos mura na siya, so halos wala ng difference. So, mangyayari is nagiging less elastic yung demand mo. Pag mura na siya, nagmura pa siya ng konti, so parang hindi yun nakaka-attract masyado ng attention ng consumer to buy more sa ganitong commodity na mura na and then nagmura pa. Unlike yung galing ka from sobrang mahal and then nagbaba ang presyo, malaki ka agad na mapapansin kaagad ito ng consumer, kaya madami kaagad ang bibili ng mga produkto na mahal and then biglang nagmura or nagbaba yung presyo o nagkaroon ng price cut. Okay, so let's more discuss that in more detail here. So dito ay ito yung demand curve. So yung pinaka-gitna nito, yung 4 to 5 degrees, pag in-extend nito, yung pinaka-gitna, ito yung unitary elastic. Ito yung portion na parehas yung percentage change ng price sa percentage change ng quantity demanded. Malalaman mo yan pag sa graph sa gitna, yung 45 degrees. Yung change nito, ito, ay equal sa change nito. Halos parehas ang yung width nito at saka height nito. Parehas, kaya we get a 1 na unitary elastic. Pero above that, from above nito hanggang dito, ang elasticity of value mo ay greater than 1. So, ito yung portion na elastic. Okay, so move from the higher price, okay, to, okay, and then from the higher price until the midpoint of your demand curve. Yan yung inyong elastic portion ng inyong demand curve. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na pag galing ka sa mahal, pababa ang presyo, madami ka agad ang bibili nito. Okay? Because nagmura yung isang mahal na produkto. Okay? And then dito, ito na yung portion na after nung unitary elastic o yung midpoint ng demand curve, ito yung portion na bababa na yung presyo. So, kahit magmura ka pa, hindi na yun halos napapansin ng consumer kasi mura na siya. So, the purchases of this commodity ay mag-increase man, pero hindi mas malaki yung binaba ng presyo dito sa portion na to kaysa yung equivalent epekto nito na itataas ng quantity demanded. Because, mura na siya and nagmura pa, so halos hindi mo na yun mapapansin yung minura niya or hindi na siya ganon, hindi siya kakagatin ng consumer because in the sense na mura na nga siya.